What if I told you that Europe, as we know it today, still walks in the shadow of an empire that no longer exists? An empire that once ruled the seas, redrew the maps, and shaped the destiny of nations. This is the story of how Britain's power stretched far beyond its shores, leaving behind a legacy that Europe can never quite escape. Welcome to Echoes of Empire, where we bring the forgotten stories of Britain's past back to life. It began on an island, small, cold, and divided. But beneath the grey skies of England, a fire was rising. The Tudors dreamed of power. Henry VIII defied the Pope. Elizabeth I defeated Spain. And suddenly, Britain was no longer just a kingdom, it was a force. With every voyage across the Channel, every alliance and betrayal, Europe began to feel the tremors of a rising empire. From the ashes of medieval wars, a new vision was born, a vision to control not just lands, but destiny itself. From the Napoleonic Wars to the World Wars, Britain became Europe's reluctant guardian, and sometimes, its greatest threat. At Waterloo, British courage broke Napoleon's dream. In 1914 and again in 1939, Britain stood alone before joining allies to fight tyranny once more. Yet each war left scars. Each victory carried a cost. Cities burned. Empires crumbled. Borders shifted. But Britain's influence only deepened, written into the treaties, the alliances, the rebuilding of a broken continent. Was this bravery or burden? Salvation or empire's guilt? While Europe fought, Britain built. The Industrial Revolution turned its cities into engines of power, and its merchants into kings. Coal, steel, and steam flowed like blood through the veins of Europe. London became its beating heart, a city of gold and smoke, of dreams and despair. Factories roared. Railways connected nations. And behind it all, the British Empire expanded, feeding Europe's hunger for progress. But progress came with a price. The sweat of workers, the rise of inequality, and the hunger for markets abroad. The empire's wealth was built on ambition, and on the backs of those who toiled unseen. No empire lasts forever. When the sun finally set on Britain's colonies, Europe began to reshape itself, no longer bound by a single power. Nations rose from the ashes, seeking their own identity, their own strength. But Britain's echo lingered, in their laws, their languages, their ideas. From Paris to Prague, traces of the empire's legacy remained. And even as Europe united under new treaties and unions, the question persisted. Could Europe truly move forward without Britain? In 2016, centuries of history resurfaced. Old memories of independence, pride, and rivalry reawakened. Britain chose to leave the Union, a decision that divided a nation and reminded Europe of an old truth. Empires may fall, but their echoes never fade. The same island that once commanded continents now stood apart once more, proud, uncertain, free. A chapter closed, but the story still lingers. From the roar of cannons to the silence of parliaments, Britain's story in Europe is one of glory, guilt, and greatness intertwined. Its ships no longer rule the waves, but its legacy still shapes the world. This was Echoes of Empire. Subscribe for more untold stories from the heart of Britain's history.